Right, so let's start with the kit. Okay, so let me get rid of that. So when you get your kit, you're going to get quite a few bits and pieces here. It will come in two kind of sorted bags. I just put this one to one side. Now there is some cable ties. These longer ones are really just for you to use in case you want to connect it temporarily to your coax to a part of the antenna. Don't necessarily recommend that, because you will make sure that, well, you can absolutely guarantee you're going to move it and then it will be a problem. I've got 4 here. We'll probably supply it with about 8 small cable ties. These are for your spreaders. When your wire goes down onto your spreaders, you're going to get, as the kit changes over time, it will be slightly different, but you're going to get a B and C connector. The first batch are definitely going to use this one. There's some pictures where I've added this to the board. I'll show you the PCB in a second as to how to mount that, and it's really recommended that you glue that to the PCB, mainly because I could get a hole drilled. It was more difficult for me to get the actual recess done when the PCBs were designed, so that's something for me to work on in the future. And what you will get as well is a whole bunch of nuts, screws and nuts. Now these are actually a 2mm hex key. It's what we're using. It just looks nicer when they're actually attached. And on top of this is a 3mm M3 nuts. So it's a M3 hex key bolt with a nut. These are all stainless steel, by the way. To make it last, you're going to get a length of RG174. This is to build the choke, which we'll talk about in a minute. Okay, let me pop this out of sight. And then there's some other bits and pieces, which is your antenna wire. I think that's about 6 meters of wire. You're only going to use half of that in the build itself, so you've got enough to get it right or wrong, depending on which way you're going to look at it. You're also going to get your spreaders, the former for your choke. This is critical because the correct number of turns and spacing makes this work or not. So that's another 3D printed part. I'll show you how that works in a second. It's also got a hole in the middle, if that's focusing okay on that, and that hole is for you to put onto a boom that comes out the PCB. We then have different parts to attach the antenna, the spreaders to the PCB. I'm just going to check that you can see that now. Yes, you can, and I'll just raise that to the camera. These pieces are terminated just over halfway through. The reason why they're terminated, let me just reach behind me and get some fiberglass. Is so that when you push the spreader in, or the fiberglass onto the PCB, which gives you the spreader for the Moxon, that will actually stop that from moving any further on. Now the outside ones obviously got a hole all the way through, so that you can ensure that these are in the correct place, okay, the correct locations on the PCB. So I'm going to really just talk through the pictures are quite straight obvious, but I'll talk through how to put together the PCB, and I'll talk through how to build the actual choke on this video. Realistically, the rest of it is pretty common sense. You're as you'll see on the pictures on the write-up, you're just going to end up with a Moxon shape antenna with a common mode choke, with the choke over a very short piece of fiberglass just to provide some strain relief. Now some Moxons don't have a choke. Again, it's best practice to make sure that things are actually choked off, particularly the antennas, because then you can measure the antenna correctly and not worry about RF coming back down necessarily. So this is quite important. Each of these pieces of fiberglass, there's 4 that are one length. This one's a shorter piece that goes on the PCB. The dimensions are on the instructions for those as well. Okay, so let me just run you through the board, run you through the choke, and then the images will show you how this thing is actually built up. So we're going to go for the PCB first. So I'll just put these through these two parts. So the board can go that way or that way. Okay, it is written on there where the driven element needs to go, and the reflector element. The driven element has the choke there. The reflector is longer than the driven element, and what happens is your signal is reflected from the reflector forwards in that direction. So if you can just imagine that as an arrow, it will go that way. Okay, so when you turn it, you want the longer bit on the back, the shorter bit on the front, and that's which way it will actually direct and give you some gain. Okay, it doesn't matter which way up it goes. Like I said, on mine I've got this facing down because when it's up a pole I like to see it's called a Moxon, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. So to actually build this out, the bit that's probably going to take you longest is to put these screws on. Now there's, if you can just see that, the easiest way to do this is push one through. It's going to be tight. I've not made these so that they're loose and fall out easily. Let me just get my tool. These are quite useful, by the way. They're ones that you can spin around in your hands. But you just push that there, and all you do, if I just hold that up, is that. So all you're going to do with every single one of these is to put 2 screws in. Okay, always difficult to do. I don't know how YouTubers do this, but I guess that's kind of their thing. I'm a little bit more clumsy at it. So we just put 2 screws in now. You can see this is the one with the stop. We put 2 screws in here. And again, I'll quickly do that and show you what it's going to look like. Just do that. Like I said, it is easier to start one off and then go through. As I said, that's 2mm. Okay, so 2mm Allen key. Like I said, I'm not using a screw, unfortunately, because I think I just kind of a bit of a neat freak with these things, and I think it just looks nicer with these when it lays down on there. Or having said that, the prototype obviously had screws, normal crosshead screws, but these give you much nicer feel when you're doing them up. Okay, and what you'll see is that once this is in just a fraction more, you can see how this is going to work now. So that slots in here. Okay, and what we do is we then find a corresponding part. So if I just show this to the camera a little bit more, so that's the corresponding part for here. That will go on top of here. We just screw through both parts. Sorry that this is a wee bit boring, but there you go, there's the second part. Okay, that's the second part, so that your screws are just above. We've got some slack in there, and I'll explain that in a second after I put the next one on. If you're wondering, these things are about, I think it was £2 from Amazon, £2 or £3, no more than that. It was, yeah, really good, really good. You'll see lots of these little tools where you wonder why people have got them, and then the more you assemble things, the more you think, oh right, okay, that's cool, that's a good idea. I'll have to get one of those. So all we're going to do is spin those nuts on slightly. Now, like I said, there is a lot of slack in the whole system just at the moment. Oh, try not to drop your nuts. It's especially on the floor. Okay. Because it's a little bit slack, because it allows us to push the pole in to the right place. Now, and again, it's your choice. I've given you the dimensions as to how long that pole kind of should be. Okay, so you can either cut the end first, to get it roughly with a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of slack, so that just in case you end up tuning it a bit with the wires a little bit longer than I have, a little bit of room. So you can either cut these or just set them up originally. Cut this one. It's pretty obvious that one to cut. It will be, you know, a little bit further. But these are too long. These are about 14 centimetres too long. They're 1/2 metre pieces of fiberglass. So it's your choice whether you build first, tune, and then cut. You can just loosen these off, take them out, and cut them up. Cut them a bit shorter once you know where your tuning is. Or you can cut them to, I think, approximately 36 centimetres, and then follow the rough guides that I've got, and that will get you close. Okay, now one thing I will say about, which I've learned about Moxons over the years, is you can do calculations, and we'll show you the calculations on the instructions, sorry, to calculate roughly how long it's going to be, and it will inevitably be different. Now the other thing I just wanted to run past with this arrangement, the holes on the ABS is slightly smaller than the width of the fiberglass for two reasons. Firstly, the fiberglass size can vary a little bit. I think manufacturers tend to do something like plus minus 0.1 millimetre. The other thing is that when we do these up, it actually applies tension onto that fiberglass and holds it in place quite firmly. So you don't need to go nuts. If you can see, I'm just holding really just holding that nut with my finger, like so. And that is good enough. If I try to pull that, I can't. Okay, so you're going to do this. You're going to do this for each of the 4 spreaders, and you're going to have a shorter one that goes forward, and you're also going to screw this into the center hole. Obviously that can only go one way. That side needs to go as if you're pushing the pole through the hole that way. Okay, so it will go there, and again just take the 4 screws out, put it behind it, screw it on, and that's it, you're done. Now there's one other part on the spreaders which I just want to show you. Let me just pop this down here, which is the part where you put your wire through. This is where the wire is going to be located on the spreader, and the way that this works, again, you can put a little nut and bolt through there, just slightly do it up so that the nut's on, and you've got 4 of these to do, sorry. And then all you do, let me just get that out of the way, is you're going to slide that onto the fiberglass. All of these parts are replaceable, and all of the parts will be on my Thingiverse channel, just in case you want to download spares anyway, or build something like this yourself using these parts. I'm going to make these parts open source, not PCB obviously, but these parts definitely. And then the way that this works is, let me just get a piece of antenna wire. Your antenna wire just feeds through, okay, and that will go around the frame. We'll talk about what lengths you need to cut, how it's set up in the posting itself when you make it, but that's roughly about as complicated as the framework build is going to be. The very last thing, and again, there's no right or wrong way upside down here, is your BNC. It just goes in that hole, okay, and you tighten up the nut and the bolt on the back of it. And again, we got the pictures of how you solder this. You just solder the center of the choke coax to the center of the pin on the BMC, and you solder the braid on the choke to that part, okay. And because effectively it's a dipole with a reflector, making you a Moxon kind of Yagi type affair, that's all you need to worry about. It's not technically at all challenging, this one, so you just do that. As far as next steps, I'm just going to stop this video for a second, clear this mess up, and then we'll go and have a look at the choke itself.